Hello and welcome to GPTV on the most delightful Tuesday, the 24th of October. My name is Philip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Peer.
Gary, it was a good weekend for Melbourne, but a better weekend for the team at Gary Peer and Associates. The industry average was what?
Industry clearance rate, Philip, on the weekend was 64%.
And at Gary Peer and Associates?
Gary Peer and Associates had a sumptuous, lovely 77%.
77%. I'm really happy with that clearance, although I do like 100% more. But again, we smashed the industry clearance rate, which again proves we're doing something right.
We've got to be doing something right. And you look, let's face it, you never got 77% for anything at school. And the only thing I got 77% for at school was absenteeism.
That's it.
And that's how often I was away.
And I think you're possibly right, or 77% attendance at the TAB.
Do you know, there were people that went to school with me that said, I never knew that you were at our school. I said, look, I wasn't there very often. But I think that sort of augured me well for being a real estate agent. It
No
prepared
question.
me beautifully, because you don't find a lot of incredibly educated people doing what we do, running around in suits, sweating on Saturdays and Sundays.
I would say that real estate agents are very intelligent in terms of their ability to relate to other human beings.
I think so.
But academic qualifications were never the strong point of 99.9% of real estate agents that I know.
I wonder what all those agents thought about when they were in the corner all those years at school, Philip, with the dunce hat on. Do you think do they have a dunce hat anymore?
Some of them may well be having the last laugh, Gary, because I've never yet met a real estate agent that doesn't love what they do.
That's true, Phil.
So,
that's not true.
That old saying, viewers, find a job you love and you'll never work a day in your life. But coming back to our clearance rate, Gary, because we sold 13 out of 17
Not bad.
for a 77%.
Do we do the Bose music?
Rate.
Should we do it now?
I think we've moved on from that point. But
I like the Bose music.
I look at the 4 that we didn't sell.
Yes.
And the 4 that we didn't sell, I think we came close.
Yep.
Which means that they won't last long.
No,
and
they won't.
Interestingly, viewers, of the properties that we pass in, of the percentage that we pass in, and call it on average 20%, 25%.
Yeah, 20%.
Of that 20%, 90% of the 20% are sold within 2 to 3 weeks of the auction date.
Well, I think year in, year out, Phil, we run at about 96% clearance of everything that we're given to sell, which is pretty good, Phil.
And the 4% that we don't sell invariably is taken off the market, put back into the rental pool, or the owners decide to stay there.
And it comes back in years to come, and often that's the case, then they do sell. Phil, I want to ask you a very important question. It's been on my mind.
Been on your mind?
You're chasing a deal, you're chasing a sale, you're chasing a listing, you're waiting for that call.
Yes.
The call comes.
Yes.
And you're on the toilet. So tell me, do you take that call or not? Because I know, Phil, sometimes I've spoken to you and there's a bit of a hollow sound around you, right? And I know it's not an important call, but you know, you might find this distasteful, Phil.
I do.
But
I actually find you've plumbed a new low
but I think,
in GPTV.
I think there's people out there that want to know, does a real estate agent take the call or make the call? I mean, you'd never make the call. I wouldn't imagine so. Maybe you do. Does it happen there or not?
Okay, so let me be very clear, Gary.
Because everybody thinks about that stuff. I'm the guy that brings up things people think about but won't say.
I would never take the call.
Is that right? Lose the deal?
No.
Hang on. No. The deal is someone's overseas, right? They've got to get an answer from you then to make the deal happen. You're representing a client and a company, and a large company now, you know, like a lot of people depend on you to come through. So if that listing needs to be clamped down at that moment, the call comes from overseas, and all those owners overseas have finally got together in that moment.
No, Gary, because
to give you the job.
At least, unlike you, and you are somewhat of a dinosaur in terms of keeping up with technology. You've got your good points and you've got your skill base. I acknowledge that.
I do too.
Technology is not your thing.
No,
so I would just look at the phone. I can see I've been waiting for that call. I'm just going to choose one of my messages. One will be, for example, I'm sorry I can't take your call. I'm on the phone. Your call is important to me.
Phone?
I'm going to call you back in 2 minutes.
Hang on, it's not the phone that you're on though, is it? You're on something else at that moment.
So I think I've dealt with that. And as I say, Gary...
so if anybody gets a message from you saying that you're on the phone, then they have to now think
if
about...
If they get that too, I will call you back in 2 minutes.
Look, I'd like some viewer feedback around this, Phil, because it's one of those taboo topics, and I think it should be brought up because, you know, it's interesting, and I know that there's agents that do their, you know... do commercial transactions, is probably the better way of saying it, you know, in those situations.
As much as I find this conversation completely distasteful and actually
gone down
quite childish, right? One thing that I will say is that most really good agents are addicted to their phones, and it's hard not to be on it 24/7, 365.
In any situation, just about.
As much as the conversation is quite childish.
Yes.
I think the context could have been reframed to something different.
Yeah, and it could have been a nice commercial, clever conversation, but I've brought it down to a very low level.
You have.
Which I do from time to time.
You have.
And look,
although I did send out to our leadership team, Ari Gold from Entourage.
That's right. I saw that. Now he was doing something else.
There was this.
Leave it to your own imagination.
There was, and I'm not sure whether we'll put it up or we won't put it up. But if we did put it up, it's Ari Gold in the middle of
an intimate moment.
No, what the intimate moment being is that he and his wife have gone off for marital counselling.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
And he's sitting there, and in the middle of that tender, intimate,
tense,
stressful moment, he takes the call.
Yeah. So do you take the call or not take the call?
So I think you could have framed it so much better.
Oh, you've lifted it up now. That's okay.
Exactly.
The question is to take the call or not take the call. That is the question that everybody's asking. Phil, let's move on and talk about some of our results on the weekend. We've had some fun and interesting things happen to us over the weekend, including somebody that may not have been necessarily well organised to bid, who did bid at an auction, and you've worked through that tricky situation. It is unusual when that happens. We won't divulge all the details. Suffice to say,
we did have an auction in St Kilda where we had somebody that was bidding and
they weren't quite okay, really.
They weren't really qualified to bid, and how we managed that process. But we're being incredibly politically correct by not taking you through this in detail. But one of the things that I will allude to is that one of the joys of working in real estate and being an auctioneer
and having a team
is everything is completely unscripted.
Yes, it is.
You don't know what the crowd is going to throw you.
Don't.
There's no question, because we've done it so many times, we're always prepared. But the joy of what we do, particularly auction day, it's unscripted. The energy of the crowd can change, the environment can change, the weather can change, and all of these variables, let alone people being at an auction that probably have no place to be there,
necessarily,
how they might interact on the day. So you've got to be not only quick-witted, but I think I'm almost becoming emotional as I say this.
Oh, don't be like that.
No, I think that a good auctioneer has got to be intuitive around the fact that we're all different.
We are.
We come in different shapes, sizes, nationalities, colours.
And we grew up
and also
celebrating that.
And also the general public, you don't know what's going on in their lives. And as an auctioneer, sometimes we have to intuitively take the temperature of the crowd, because you just don't know what's going to happen.
And Phil, you want to bring everybody in. That's part of it. Our door's open for everybody. Come on in. We have a safe and happy place, and come on in. Now, we talked, by the way, also maybe about a month ago, about all the different characters at the auction.
Yes.
We talked about the timekeeper. I had the valuer pop up this week, right? At the auction in Griffith Street. I had someone come and say, listen, if you don't get this price, and I love the valuer. I don't know if we talked about the valuer. I think we did. But the valuer approached me, tapped me on the shoulder and said, this is the price. And one of the fantastic and fascinating things that we often get to enjoy, Phil, at auctions is you'll have a neighbour on one side that's been there for like 30 years or 40 years, and let's say you sell a property for $2 million, right? The owner who's next door has been there 40 years, looks at you with this exasperated look and go, how could it be worth that much? How can people, $2 million? Are you crazy? Who would pay such a price? It's madness. I can't believe it. And then the person on the other side, they've been there for 3 years, right? They bought it and they're hoping that they'll have a rapid capital gain and they'll go, oh, only $2 million. And they'll sort of give you this very disappointed kind of perspective about the performance and the result, Phil. And I'm always fascinated and enjoy that. The amount of time you're there often, gives you a very different perspective on the price.
The reality is, Gary, when we conduct an auction, and viewers, you must understand that probably 70% of a crowd at an auction are neighbours or friends of the vendor.
Often, yes.
30% have got a genuine interest in either researching the market, or they've been through and they wanted to check it out, or they are actually a buyer.
Yeah.
So you just understand that the dynamics of the crowd at the auction are always fascinating, and I'm endlessly fascinated by the general public.
Phil, we've got an email from Dennis, who's one of our wonderful supporters. He loves GPTV. He's addicted to it. He watches it every week, and he has said that the Pinellas, which I thought we might have heard from John, we might have an email from John somewhere, but Pinellas is a county located on the west central coast of the US state of Florida.
Thank you. Is it Dennis?
Yeah.
Thank you, Dennis, for your ability to search Wikipedia or just go onto a map. We could have done it.
It's near Pampa.
Thank you.
Tampa,
Tampa,
and St.
Florida.
Petersburg.
Yeah. St. Petersburg
I
is
thought
in
that
Russia.
was in Russia. Yeah. It's the most densely populated county in Florida, near Tampa, and St. Petersburg is the largest city in the country. Anyway, he wants to be added to the peer review. He wants to get the peer review also. We should talk about the new edition of the peer review because I actually had a journalist call about it, Phil. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But it is interesting. And
you
I'm
know,
looking forward to speaking
when
to
a
him.
journalist calls,
it's either
you generally go into panic mode.
Yeah, what have we done? What have we done? We're sorry. Usually journalists call, they just go, look, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't done anything yet. I haven't done anything wrong.
I said, just want to buy a house.
Yeah, just want to buy a house. But he did ring us about the peer review. So
the
stay
peer
tuned.
review
It's
has
out.
just been released. We've just released it electronically for those of you that are on our mailing list. It will be posted, I think, within the next week or so.
Yeah. Or you can pick
Shout
it up
out to Irving Laffner, who is on the cover.
Yes, let's have a shot of him,
And
Irving.
he is one of Melbourne, if not Australia's, premier art dealers. But not only is he a premium and what did I say?
Wonderful
Premium
art, and
premier art dealer. He is the most gorgeous bloke.
He is a gorgeous bloke. And if you like a cigar, go and catch up with Irving because he doesn't mind a cigar. He loves a cigar. He's got a room that's kind of, you can sort of, put your hands on the walls and they'll just peel from cigar smoke, Phil. My kind of guy. Anyway.
Front cover of this quarter's edition of the Peer Review. And if you'd like to go onto the mailing list, ideas@garypeer.com.au, send us in your name and address and we will gladly put you on the mailing list.
Congratulations to buyer and seller of 18 Armadale Street, Phil. I enjoyed getting to that auction, catching up with you, with our team there. And, amazing because we sold the other half. And the people who bought this half know the people in the other half.
How cool is
we're
that?
going to be your neighbours.
How nice is that?
That was really nice. So
nice is that?
lovely young
Shout out
people.
to the owner of that property. If he watches GPTV, you are a super bloke.
Yeah, he is
super bloke.
Yeah.
Really, when you deal with some people, and of course, all of our clients are the most fabulous people. Some are just more fabulous than others,
That's
Gary.
true too, Phil.
He is a super bloke, and thank you for entrusting our team with those two houses.
Leopold Street, Philip, Mark Kirkham was busy working on that. You were the auctioneer.
He was. We had a really hotly contested auction there. And the people that
4
bought
bidders.
it, really nice people.
Well done. Sold for $1,301,000, Phil. That was in excess of our range, but not so with all properties, Philip. Lock Avenue was just around the top of our range. The price is not undisclosed, so it sold for $1,985, which was just sat sort of at the top of the range, Phil. That was an interesting auction. Good property too. 12 Lock Avenue.
It was really good property, Gary. Good size block of north-facing land with a very livable kind of 1970s, 1980s house. Good result.
And well done also to the buyer and seller of 253A. Glen Ira Road, Caulfield North.
Shout out to the owners of that house because they are just the most super
wonderful family.
Loveliest family, and the family's quite a large family and a very tight family. I think one of the biggest joys of our business is that we deal with multiple generations. And if you think about that family, we've sold for just about all of that family, but we've sold for the parents, we've sold for their children, the third generation is about to start transacting in real estate. And it's just so super to be involved with all of these people.
It's great, but it also just sort of describes how long we've been around for. We've been around for a long time.
Well, Gary, there's no question
Yeah.
you have a lot more in common with the first generation rather than the third generation.
Fair enough. I've got no problem with that at all, Phil. And so do you, being about 5 months younger than me. Anyway, let's move on, Phil. We also were in Glen Ira Road, this time one at 472 Glen Ira Road.
Yes,
which
I hear you did a good auction there, Gary.
I did, and the fellow who used to live in that house, Philip, used to put up all of our pointer boards.
Nicest
where it says forthcoming
man.
auction and
Nicest
auction soon.
Yeah.
So delightful family.
Shout out to Willie if
and
you happen to be watching.
Yeah, well done to them. So congratulations. Phil, we've got a very big weekend of auctions and we can't wait to the weekend. We've got a busy midweek group of auctions. Should we get into them?
Yeah, let's do it.
Phil, no less than 42 auctions coming up.
42 auctions. Gary, have we ever had 42 auctions in a week?
I'm not sure we have.
I reckon that could be a new record.
Could be, but I'm up for it. Are you up for it?
You're doing a lot of them. I was born for this moment.
And you're going to be busy during the week, Phil. We're not waiting until the weekend because on Wednesday we're going to be launching Newman Avenue. Hello, Newman. Newman Avenue. Leo Samuel Auctions.
3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, tandem lock-up garage, Gary. Plenty of wraparound garden. That's a ripper.
Wednesday night, tomorrow night, 5:30, Phil. And tomorrow night, 6:30, you're going to put you out to McKinnon, Phil, so Clare Street, McKinnon.
Clare, Gary, Clare. We're going to Clare Street, 2 at 5 Clare Street in
Champagne
McKinnon.
comedy here today.
Yeah. Just terrible that was.
Yeah.
Now, how good's this? 3 beautiful bedrooms, 4 gorgeous bathrooms, double lock-up garage, media room, everything that opens and shuts. Can't wait to see that house because it looks incredible.
It does, Phil, and I tell you what looks incredible, a beautiful block of apartments, a sumptuous investment, Philip, in Gardenvale Road. We've got no less than 15 apartments here.
Gary, this is a ripper of an investment because it's 15 one-bedroom apartments, so obviously 15 bedrooms and 15 bathrooms, undercover car parking, and the best part about it as an investment is walking distance to Martin Street in Gardenvale, East Brighton, that whole area. So if you're buying this for an investment, your tenants can walk to the train station, and that is what a lot of tenants are looking for, public transport.
And is it Mothers of Glory? Is that the name of the restaurant? Or something?
Sons of Mary.
Sons of Mary.
Sons of Mary, Mothers
Same
of
thing,
Glory.
Yeah. Same thing. Sons of Mary. Anyway, get over there and have a bite sometimes.
Mothers of Glory.
Sons of Glory, yeah. Okay, let's go to Hawthorne Road, Phil. We're going to be there at 2 p.m, another block of apartments. This has been the same family for a long time.
836 square metres directly opposite Caulfield Park, right between Inkerman and Balaclava Road. That is 4 very large, older style, Tudor-style apartments, but it sits on a block of land. That's what I call a generational investment.
Double auction action, Philip, on Thursday night at 6:30 p.m. Vaucluse is not just an exclusive suburb in the eastern suburbs of Sydney, but also a street in the exclusive suburb of Brighton.
Yes, what a beautiful home this is, Gary. 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, plenty of off-street car parking, a triple garage, everything that opens and shuts. Looking forward to that.
We're going to be in the Wimmera, Philip, at 6:30, also on Thursday night. Leo Samuel's going to be auctioning this, but it's not the Wimmera, it's Wimmera Street in Ormond.
Number 19A, Gary, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathrooms, off-street car parking, pretty as a picture, move straight in or further improve.
No less than 6 auctions at 10:30 a.m. on Saturday, Philip. Let's launch into the weekend where we're around so many different suburbs. What a terrific looking home. You're the auctioneer for this at
Gary,
10:30.
I love Henry Street. I did a development a long time ago in Henry Street in Windsor. This is 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, good parcel of land, and what an incredible location because Windsor is perched really between Paran and St Kilda.
It's a buzzing
South Yarra. It's all of those suburbs for the price of one.
I'm going up to South Road, Phil. If you keep going west and South Road, you'll hit the beach, but this time it's South Road, Brighton East. I'm meeting Vanessa McGlynn for the auction of this fine home.
An immaculate property. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, off-street car parking for 2 cars. Beautiful throughout. That's a ripper.
Graham Callan is going to be joining us, or we'll be joining Graham Callan at 10:30 a.m, Philip, and Dan Dyson for this auction at Elliott Street.
Gary, 3 bedrooms, not so easy to find a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment, particularly one that has 2 car spaces and a beautiful terrace entertaining area. That's the one with everything.
Jeremy Rosens is going to head off his auctions at 10:30 a.m. in Ifla Street in South Melbourne.
Gary, pretty as a picture, a single-fronted Victorian house. You've got to love that. 2 bedrooms and a bathroom, courtyard, garden, everything, and of course an incredible location.
Brighton Road, Elwood, Philip, is the first of our 4 auctions at 11:30 a.m. Simon Rodolnik's the auctioneer and handling it.
Gary, he's going to love that. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. That's a really nice apartment with a beautiful outlook.
I'm going to be following Vanessa McGlynn from South Road all the way to Kooyong Road, Philip, auctioning this terrific property at 11:30.
That's a relatively modern building with a basement car park and a lift. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1 car space, beautifully designed, fabulously finished.
Jeremy Rosens will be auctioning at 11:30 in Wanda Grove. A great looking property.
You know, Jeremy loves that building because he's had a lot of success there. And check out the facade. It's just so 60s hip. That is 2 bedrooms and a bathroom, and very large because it's got a separate living room and a separate dining room and a kitchen with a meals area.
52 Parnell Street, Elstree. What a great looking period style home this is.
Gary, this is extraordinary because this is a home that's even older than you. This was a 1912, which was similar to when you were born.
Bit older.
908.5 square metres of land with a north-facing back garden. I've done the video tour there. I love that moment. Check it out online. Check me out online, but come to the auction and buy yourself a beautiful home.
Jeremy Rosen's auctions for Joel Sir and Williams Road, South Yarra at 12:30.
Great opportunity to get into the market with a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment, city, pad or investment.
David Tomo Thompson, Phil, is in Murrumbina Road in his hood at 12:30.
1-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 1 car space. Doesn't he love those?
He does, and Leo Samuel loves them too, so much so that he's going to be doing also an auction with that 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 1 parking space in Wrexham Road, Philip, at 12:30, and then we're going to move on to Carlisle Street, which I have the opportunity to represent. A very interesting vendor there, Philip. Looking forward to it. Tell us a bit about this great apartment.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space in the epicentre of Carlisle Street. It's got a car space, but who would need one when you've got a tram and a train at your front door and every conceivable cuisine and supermarkets?
Luxury property in Snowden Avenue being auctioned by Mr. Kingston over here at 1:30 p.m.
Gary, love this property. Love the vendors of this because they know what to do and they know how to build. 5 bedrooms, study, 3.5 bathrooms, a lock-up garage, and wait for it, 450 square metres of land. But wait for this, a swimming pool.
Wow.
How good is that?
Do I have to wait for anything else?
No, that's it.
I'm going to move on then to Canterbury Road and St Kilda West. Jeremy Rosen's auctions this terrific apartment.
This one may not be available either. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car space if not sold before.
Could be sold if you're free at 1:30 still and that's sold. Come to Dandenong Road in Malvern East.
Yeah, this is a really good property, Gary. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, and a courtyard garden, which is a massive bonus.
One of our feature homes of the weekend, Philip, is in East Brighton, where we do so much wonderful work. Phil, this time we're going to be in Charles Street. Maureen Mazaro's been handling this great looking property.
I love this house, Gary. I love the streets that radiate off Hawthorne Road between North Road and the Nepean Highway. You've got everything. You've got shops. You've got the tram line. It's a really good spot. And this is a beautiful home. 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, a double lock-up garage, a swimming pool, everything that opens and shuts. Love that property.
I'd love to be there with you, Phil, but I'm going to be in Toorak, unfortunately, in Malvern Road. Love this property. Monique Robbins been involved in this.
Yes, what a great job she's doing there. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, and tram at the front door. But you've got High Street Armidale within take you no more than 5 minutes to walk there.
And the third of our 5 auctions at 2:30. Busy time slot, Phillips, in Koonang Road. Leo Samuel auctions this big block of land.
He'd be excited for this because it's 1,391 square metres, together with 2 residences, Gary. So talk about the ultimate land bank.
Absolutely, Philip. At 2:30, we are going to be in Alma Road, St Kilda. Jeremy Rosen's in his hood auctioning this great looking apartment.
It is a great apartment, Gary. 1 bedroom, 1 study, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. There is so much to love and the position is incredible.
Graham Callan auctions in Kurrigal Road in Carnegie, Philip, at 2:30. Good looking home as well.
It is 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a lock-up garage, a courtyard garden, beautifully renovated throughout. That's a really good home. And I love Kurrigal Road. In fact, I love all of that Carnegie area.
As do I, Philip. And I also love the Mighty Blues. We're talking about Carlton, Philip, but not the Carlton area or football club, but Carlton Street, McKinnon, where you are going to be bringing down the curtain of a very busy Cox Plate Saturday, Philip, at 3:30 p.m.
Gary, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, car parking for as many as 4 cars or even more if you've got those little smart cars or a Mini, but that's a beautiful property. And how good is McKinnon? McKinnon just goes from strength to strength.
Sure does. 34 Hoffman Street, Philip's under offer at the moment, so
Stay
it's due
tuned.
to go to auction 10:30, but it may well not.
Stay tuned. It may well have a sold sticker on the board.
Just wait a day and you'll find out. 318 Alma Road, Philip, is at 11:30 a.m. That's where you'll kick off your Sunday.
Gary, I love this
So
home.
do I.
This is 4 bedrooms, a study, 4.5 bathrooms, a double lock-up garage, 669 square metres of land, which is on the corner of Alma Road, but it really is a Findon Avenue home. Lamore and Nikki have had the honours of handling that property. Love that home, love that position.
You and me both, Phil. That's a ripper. I might be able to join you there, actually. I think I'm free then. But if I'm not there, I'll be in Hillingdon Road by the side of Simon Rodolnik, who's auctioning this terrific apartment.
2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a car space. Glenn Brick and Mark Kirkham, Maureen Mazarow have had the honours there. It's got a garage, which is highly unusual, together with a storeroom, which is also highly unusual. But I love that building and I love Hewenden.
What's not highly unusual is Lee or Samuel being very, very busy on the weekend, and him being in Newland Street, which is one of our favourite streets as well, 11:30
with
a.m.
Oliver Quinn, who's one of our young rising stars, a 1-bedroom apartment with a car space, good entry into the market.
Daniel Peer is meeting with Jeremy Rosens at 12:30 to auction this wonderful looking property in Fulton Street.
Check it out. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. Check out the courtyard garden there. Check out the timber deck. Check out the fencing. Check out the interiors. This is a beautiful home. Well done. Look forward to seeing the result there.
There's only so much checking out I can do, Phil, one day. But I'll be checking out the auction in Bamborough Road because I think I'm free at 12:30. I look forward to seeing you and Daniel Fisher at this lovely looking
Come
home.
along. Darren Krongol, Kevin Huang are going to be joining us there. 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, off-street car parking. Shout out to the vendor who's done the most beautiful job bringing this house to the market. He has been so wonderfully pedantic that everything has been done and done so well.
Well, talking about shout out to the vendor, Phil, I'm looking forward to shouting out to the vendor of this home. They've been there for many years in Orong Road, Armidale. This is a great looking property, Phil. It's at the back of a very small complex of 3, but it is a terrific
Gary, so
property.
much accommodation there. 4 bedrooms, a study, 2.5 bathrooms, plenty of off-street car parking. We've got a double lock-up garage and parking perhaps in front. That is an amazing home, and I just love that position. I used to live within about 300 metres of that address, and I've got to tell you, that little shopping centre at the corner of Orong Road and High Street is fabulous.
Yeah, it's
but you've got everything within minutes from where you live.
And this home opens up to a beautiful garden, Philip. It all faces north. It's got some lovely period features. It's got a real grandeur about it, and very, very excited to be bringing that one to the market. So get down, check out Daniel and I, who did the video together on that one, Philip. First time, father and son video story there.
I know, Gary.
Yeah, no. Well, it was an effort, wasn't it? Let's move on.
You did your best.
Yeah, I did my best.
Yeah, credit to.
I know. I could have said the kitchen's the epicentre of every home, like you do.
Don't you hate it when somebody says, "Look, how was it? Look, you did your best."
You did your best. Yeah, that's right. That's a very.
That is the ultimate insult.
Yeah, the ultimate veiled insult, isn't it? Yeah, and thinly veiled insult, Philip.
Yeah, that one was not thinly veiled.
There'll be no insults.
Do your best, Gary.
Now there'll be no insults happening at 47 Milburn Grove, Phil, because you're going to be there at 1:30, and I'm actually. Well, you know, I'm about to say I'm spewing, but that's not really a term you could say as a professional. But I'm disappointed that I won't be able to join you, because I met the vendor of this home who, you know, basically we've had a very similar life and the same sort of hood, doing the same sort of thing. But anyway, you've got the auction honours at 1:30, 47 Milburn Grove.
Often you drop your G when you say things? Doing, you're doing, checking, you know, you're doing, you're checking, you're doing things, and you're checking things out. There's a G there for a reason, Gary.
Is that the G spot? I've heard about that.
Yeah,
Go on.
Yeah, well, you know what? You'd have about as much chance. In fact, I'm going to leave that
just leave it right
alone,
there, Phil. 47 Milburn.
Don't drop your G.
Tell us what you're going to be doing.
Thank you.
At 47 Milburn Grove.
635 square metres of land is the starting point, Gary, because land is the store of all wealth. You've heard me say that before.
Yes.
Lamore and Nikki have had a lot of fun with this property because it's beautiful. Is it the land? Is it a really good house? Can you move straight in? Can you add some value? You can do all of those things, but only if you're the successful owner. So good luck.
Phil, we see a lot of apartments. We see a lot of apartments, but there's very few as good as this. Now, this has been owned by someone who is in the interior, who is a qualified interior designer, Philip, very, very, very stylish person. And she's made this, she's transformed what was great into just spectacular.
Do you know what I don't understand though? If this person is a very stylish person,
yes,
and you can see that it's a very stylish renovation,
yes,
why have they got the least stylish auctioneer from Gary Peer and Associates?
No, that's not fair. You know what? In fact, you've probably raised a good point there, really, because they want style all the way. Yeah, and that's why they've got them to do the auction.
Well,
Phil.
you do. Yeah. There's no question. You do have a rather unique style.
Well, you could say the same for you. I have a very, very positive and happy style, Phil, and I'm looking forward to bringing all that positive energy, notwithstanding somebody trying to shower my little parade to my right over here, to 1 at 384 Orong Road.
Gary, tell us a bit about it. Well, first of all, you're right. Everything about this property is so super stylish. The floors, the bathroom, the kitchen, 2 or 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a car space. That is an incredible property because not only is the apartment beautiful, but you can walk to the Alma Village or the tram and Dandong Road. So it's super location.
And a beautiful small block, Philip, and a sun-oriented balcony. It's a terrific apartment and a very large one. 1C Urandaline Grove, Phil, is going to be your 2:30 auction. Tell us a little about that.
Well, property. Gary, that's a great property. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a lock-up garage, courtyard gardens, and Urandaline's a great location, particularly now since they did up the race course. That's a great area.
It might be 41 auction instead of 42 because this one I think is also under offer at the moment, Philip. 15B Tattenham Street, Caulfield East, but there is another one available in this block, so still check it out. Go online.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have a look at it.
Because this property has been built from the ground up by one of the best builders, Shoalhaven. Shout out Shoalhaven. Anything you buy from them is bang on, and this property is bang on. 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, lock-up garage, everything that opens and shuts. It's beautiful.
Phil, we're going to bring the curtain down to a really busy weekend. You're going to still hopefully have a good... In fact, one thing I marvel about you is that even at the last auction or the first auction, Big home, small home, you've still got that wonderful energy. You radiate that positivity, Phil. You'll have a very easy time.
So nice of
That's
you.
okay. You can just abuse me and I'll flatter you. That's fine. That's how our relationship's been. We've only been mates for 40-something years, so yeah, good on you. Anyway,
it's worked.
It's worked somehow, isn't it? 9A Lyndock Avenue, St Kilda East. What a great property and beautiful home.
It's incredible. Shout out to the owners who built this home. Not only did they build it, but they've lived in it, loved it, reluctantly moving on. It is a showcase home, a showstopper. And if you've got no interest in buying, just come and have a look at this house, because you will get so many ideas of what it is to live with in a beautiful environment. Everything that the owner of this property does, and I'm particularly talking about her, because she is a woman of inimitable style, and she does so well.
Phil, we're going to whip through 1 minute. We're just going to talk about a couple of properties, Philip. Estar Road, love the look of this home, 62 Estar Road. This 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home has been handled by Daniel Fisher, and I know we're very excited about that one.
Walking distance to the tram and Hawthorn Road, walking distance to the train station in Caulfield, and of course Caulfield Park on your doorstep.
Phil, we sell all across Melbourne, including areas, some of the most blue chip areas in Melbourne, Philip, whether it's Camberwell or Toorak or Malvern, where we don't necessarily sell the most, but we still sell the best, and we sell the best in Hampton as well. Have a look at this home in James Crescent, Phil.
Gary, this is magnificent. First of all, it's architecturally stunning, but secondly, it's like a brand new house. 4 bedrooms and a study, 3 magnificent bathrooms, double lock-up garage, wraparound garden areas. What's not to love?
If you want something magnificent, Bayside, check that one out. Speak to Monique, Robin or Phil, and I'm looking forward to seeing that one and getting to the auction if I can as well. Philip, another beautiful home that's come to the market with the most number of people through over the weekend of any home that we had open is 29 Sebastopol Street.
And
just over there, but almost see it, Phil.
It's been popular for a reason, Gary, because it's 4 or 5 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, double lock-up garage, further car parking, north-facing rear garden, and a swimming pool. It is a beautiful home.
You want to see a popular home? Call Daniel and Arlene and check that out. Philip, we're going to finish off at 19 Cambia Grove, another great address and beautiful property.
This is a showstopper, because it is 4 bedrooms and a study, 3.5 bathrooms, double lock-up garage, incredible lap pool, probably one of the best home theatres I've seen. Everything about that house is incredible.
We're selling the best homes in Melbourne, Philip, for the best people, to the best people. We'd like to think with the best people on board to do it. So thank you to all of those vendors for giving us that opportunity. And for those buyers that are out there, get your roller skates on and look at some great real estate, because boy, have we got some beauties.
6 weeks to go before the end of the year in terms of the real estate calendar. So if you want to do something this year, call now, call now, call now. If not, we'll see you on the weekend. Thanks for watching. Have a great week.